Hello everyone! Today let's take a walk with me around the dazzling, bustling, and never-sleeping Times Square in New York City. While we stroll together, I'll tell you the story of Gone with the Wind. Gone with the Wind is not just a great love story, but a powerful and tragic epic about the collapse of a golden era and the brutal rise of a resilient woman. The novel is set in the American South before, during, and after the Civil War, vividly capturing a period of immense historical upheaval. Gone with the Wind is also a classic novel by Margaret that vividly depicts the setting of the American Civil War and its aftermath through the turbulent love story between Scarlett O'Hara and Rhett Butler. The work stands out with the character of Scarlett, strong, proud, yet vulnerable, and its portrayal of the old Southern society. However, it has also faced criticism for its sympathetic view of slavery. The book is regarded as an epic tale of love, war, and the desire to survive, leaving a deep and complex emotional impression on readers. In order to help you guys easy to understand, I will divide this amazing novel into 4 phases. Phase 1. Before the War, a dream of happiness and harsh reality. The story begins in 1861 at Tara, a prosperous plantation in Georgia. Scarlett O'Hara, the 16-year-old daughter of the plantation owner, is the center of attention. She possesses a dazzling beauty, but what makes her truly stand out is her fierce will, stubbornness, and a pragmatic soul hidden beneath the graceful exterior of a Southern belle. Scarlett is the daughter of Gerald O'Hara, an Irish immigrant who built Tara through sheer grit and a tenacious will. Her mother, Ellen O'Hara, is a French-American lady who embodies aristocratic elegance and gentle grace. Scarlett inherited a blend of both her parents' personalities, the practicality and strength of her father, and the refined appearance of her mother. Scarlett is only in love with one man, Ashley Wilkes, the refined, romantic, and educated owner of the neighboring plantation, 12 Oaks. He has the soul of a poet and a handsome face, but lacks the strength to face the harsh realities of life. At a large barbecue at 12 Oaks, everyone is talking about the looming war. Scarlett is determined to confess her love to Ashley, but is horrified to learn that he is engaged to his gentle and kind cousin, Melanie Hamilton. Melanie is not as beautiful as Scarlett, but possesses a pure soul, a kind heart, and a deep understanding of people. Heartbroken and furious, Scarlett has a major confrontation with Ashley in the library. She tells him she loves him and begs him not to marry Melanie. Ashley confesses that he loves Scarlett but cannot marry her because they're too different. He needs a wife like Melanie, someone who can understand and share his romantic and sensitive soul. Deeply wounded, Scarlett flees the room. It is then that a mysterious man witnesses their entire conversation. It's Rhett Butler, a wealthy, arrogant man ostracized by society for his life as a blockade runner and his refusal to conform to social norms. Rhett mocks Scarlett's naivety and arrogance. Though infuriated by him, Scarlett can't help but feel a strange attraction to this man. To spite Ashley and prove that she isn't heartbroken, Scarlett agrees to marry Charles Hamilton, Melanie's brother. A few months later, the Civil War breaks out. Charles and Ashley go off to fight. Charles quickly dies of the measles, and Scarlett becomes a widow at a very young age. Despite her new status, Scarlett refuses to follow the strict social rules of mourning. She doesn't want to wear black or live a boring life. She craves a life of excitement and passion. Phase 2. The War and Unavoidable Change. The war brings immense suffering and chaos. Scarlett cannot stand the dull life of a widow at Tara, so she moves to Atlanta to live with Melanie. Here she reunites with Rhett Butler, who has become an important figure in the smuggling and trading world. He has grown wealthy by running goods through the Union blockade. Rhett frequently visits Scarlett, teasing her, but also understanding her deeply. He knows that Scarlett is a strong and practical woman, not a helpless Southern belle. As the war rages on, Atlanta is besieged by the Union Army. All the men are away fighting, leaving only vulnerable women behind. Scarlett, with her strong will, works tirelessly in a makeshift hospital. When Atlanta falls, the city is engulfed in flames. Melanie, who is pregnant, gives birth in a perilous situation. Despite her hatred for Melanie, Scarlett is forced to care for her. She begs Rhett Butler to help them escape the burning city. Rhett, with his courage and cunning, helps Scarlett, Melanie, and the baby through the danger. However, when they are close to Tara, Rhett leaves them to join the Confederate Army. Upon returning to Tara, Scarlett is horrified to find the plantation severely damaged. Her mother has died of typhoid fever, and her father has lost his mind from the shock. Her two sisters, Sue Ellen and Corinne, are weak and terrified. All the slaves have fled, leaving only Mammy, Pork, and Dilsey behind. From a pampered aristocratic girl, Scarlett becomes the head of her family. In a moment of desperation, Scarlett stands on the ruined land of Tara and makes a vow. "As God is my witness, I'll never be hungry again." This oath changes her life forever. From this moment on, Scarlett abandons her arrogance, becoming ruthless and pragmatic to survive. Phase 3. Post-war. Rebirth and loneliness. After the war, the South is plunged into poverty. Scarlett does everything she can to save Tara. She even kills a Union soldier who tries to rob the plantation. Life is incredibly difficult, but Scarlett, with her fierce will to survive, does whatever it takes to make a living. To get the money to save Tara, she agrees to marry Frank Kennedy, her sister Sue Ellen's fiancé. Frank is an honest but weak man who owns a lumber store and has enough money to help Scarlett's family. After marrying him, Scarlett quickly takes over Frank's business and expands it. She becomes wealthy through any means necessary, buying a sawmill and even using convict labor to increase her profits. However, Scarlett's life remains incredibly lonely. She doesn't love Frank. Frank is killed in a skirmish with Union soldiers, and Scarlett becomes a widow for the second time. It is then that Rhett Butler proposes to her. Scarlett agrees. She doesn't love Rhett, but she needs his money and his protection. Rhett loves her deeply and spoils her relentlessly. He moves her into a magnificent house in Atlanta, buys her expensive clothes, and gives her priceless diamonds. Rhett does everything he can to win Scarlett's heart, but she remains obsessed with Ashley. Even after having a daughter with Rhett, Bonnie Blue Butler, Scarlett remains emotionally distant from Rhett. She only truly loves Bonnie, the only child she deeply cares for. Rhett, who loves his daughter fiercely, pours all his affection into Bonnie. But tragedy strikes. Bonnie dies in a horseback riding accident, and Rhett is completely devastated. Gone with the Wind, a detailed summary. Gone with the Wind is not just a great love story, but a powerful and tragic epic about the collapse of a golden era and the brutal rise of a resilient woman. The novel is set in the American South, before, during, and after the Civil War, vividly capturing a period of immense historical upheaval. Phase 4. The Peak and the Fall. Bonnie's death pushes the relationship between Rhett and Scarlett to the breaking point. Meanwhile, Scarlett is still consumed with the desire to win Ashley. After one visit to Ashley's home, Melanie, who has always known about Scarlett's feelings, remains kind to her. Finally, Melanie falls gravely ill and passes away. Melanie's death forces Scarlett to confront a painful truth. She realizes that the person she truly loves isn't Ashley. The Ashley she loved was an ideal, a romantic image she had created in her mind long ago. The man she needs is Rhett Butler, who has always been by her side, loving her unconditionally. Scarlett rushes home and tells Rhett that she loves him, but it's too late. Rhett, after years of waiting and hoping, is completely disillusioned. His love has run dry. He tells Scarlett the unforgettable line, "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn." He decides to leave her. Scarlett, once again, is faced with immense loss. She has lost everything: Ashley, Melanie, and Rhett. She returns to Tara, where it all began. Standing alone on the land that nurtured her, she realizes she still has the one thing that truly matters: Tara. With a spirit of never giving up, she vows to win Rhett back. The story ends with Scarlett standing alone on a hill at Tara, uttering the famous words, "After all, tomorrow is another day." This embodies her indomitable spirit, her willingness to face any hardship, and her hope for the future. She may have lost the love of her life, but she has found her own inner strength. That's the end of the story. I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. Thank you for taking this walk with me. See you again on our next trip with more amazing book summaries. Goodbye for now.